Alright, we're going to be on lesson 7, which is the last unit in our body systems unit, and it's covering the immune system. The essential question is, how does your body's defense system work? So hopefully by the end of this we will be able to explain how the immune system fights infections. And so we're going to take some notes while we read through this. So the first thing on our fill-in-the-blank notes that we're going to fill in is the name of the system, which is the immune system. And the main function is blank your body from pathogens. So we're going to put protect your body from pathogens. Some people might have even said defend. And we're going to be reading on 506. It says, microscopic organisms and particles such as bacteria and viruses are all around us. Most of them are harmless, but some can make you sick. A pathogen is an organism, a virus, or a protein that can cause disease. Fortunately, your body has many ways to protect you from pathogens. So an organism, virus, or a protein that causes disease is a pathogen. We're going to continue. It says external defenses. Your skin provides external protection against pathogens that may enter your body. Your skin also has some structures like hair, nails, sweat, and oil glands that help provide protection. An example, your glands in your skin secrete an oil that can kill pathogens. They also secrete sweat and salts. The mucus produced by mucous membranes in your nose and saliva in your mouth wash pathogens down to your stomach, where most of them are quickly digested by the acid in your stomach. Hair, such as eyelashes and ear hair, nose hair, keep many particles in the air from entering your body. Your nails protect your fingertips and toes. The skin and all of these structures make up your integumentary system. So this type of defense means that they are on the outside of your body. That is external. The opposite of external is internal, which means they're located on the inside of the body. We're specifically talking about the integumentary system, which is a separate system all in itself, but it is part of our defense or our immune system. The main function is to provide external protection and it also helps to regulate our body temperature. So the internal defenses, most of the time pathogens don't even get inside, but if they do, for example, like if you get a cut on your skin, the pathogens could enter your body. If you've ever had if you pulled the little part of your cuticle here, you pulled it off and your thumb will get really, really sore. That's because you've got an opening there and sometimes it gets infected. Blood is going to flow, which is going to cause that area to swell and turn red. The swelling and redness are called inflammation. Cell pieces in the blood called platelets are going to help seal that open wound so that you aren't bleeding out, and also so that no more pathogens can enter. Your body also responds by raising your body temperature. We commonly call that a fever, right? It slows the growth of bacteria, and some other pathogens can actually be killed by that. Both inflammation and fever are part of your body's internal defenses. If the pathogen's not destroyed by the inflammation or the fever, then your immune system responds by using certain cells. Your immune system's made up of tissues and specialized white blood cells that recognize and attack foreign substances in the body. These white blood cells function in a coordinated way to identify and destroy pathogens. So when we turn the page to 508, where we find out all about these cells. White blood cells destroy invading pathogens, but unlike red blood cells, they move about the body, and they can actually get outside of the blood vessels. They can patrol the tissues of the body. Some of these cells attack pathogens directly. These are called macrophages. It's a white blood cell that actually destroys the pathogen by encircling it or engulfing it and digesting it. Macrophages help to start the body's immune response to the antigens. An antigen is a substance that stimulates a response by the immune system. The antigen can be a pathogen, or it could just be any foreign material in the body. Your immune system consists mainly of T cells and B cells. T cells are going to coordinate the body's immune response while they attack the infected cells. T cells are known as helper T cells. Will activate other T cells called killer T cells, and they attack infected body cells by attaching a specific antigen, to a specific antigen. Helper T cells also activate B cells, and once they're activated, those B cells make antibodies which attach to a specific antigen. The antibody is a specialized protein that binds to a specific antigen to tag it for destruction. It lets your body know, hey, this is not needed here, we need to get rid of this. So when we look at the components of your skin, we haven't filled those in. Let me go back. All right, so going back, skin is the largest organ in your body. It has the hair, the nails, and sweat, oil glands, and mucous membranes. Underline that. Just because you didn't write it doesn't mean it's not important. And when we look at our immune system, this is a part of the internal. Be sure you put a box around white blood cells, big star. You need to know that. They're the biggest part of the immune system as far as cells go that are helping to fight off infections. The macrophage is destroying pathogens by engulfing and digesting them. T cells are coordinating or directing the body's immune system. And B cells are making antibodies. And the specialized protein that binds to a specific antigen to tag it for destruction is called an antibody. That's in the news a lot lately. When we talk about immunity, that's your ability to resist or to recover from an infectious disease. It can be passed from the mother to her unborn child or fetus. It can result from your body actually being infected, and then when you get better, you're immune to it, or from your body being vaccinated. Now, there are lots of vaccinations that are not controversial right now, but there are, of course, the COVID vaccine is kind of controversial right now. And so this ability to resist or recover from an infectious disease is where the controversy is coming from. So the people that would want you to take the vaccine are telling you that it will help you resist or not get COVID-19, but if you get it, it's going to help you not die from it, so therefore you would recover from it. The people that are saying, no, we shouldn't take the vaccines, are saying that if it worked, you wouldn't get the virus and you'd be able to resist it. So, you know, somewhere in between those two things is probably the truth. But so you need to be informed about how your body immune system works so that you can make informed decisions. A vaccine is a substance that's prepared from either a killed or a weakened pathogen or a part of that pathogen in the case of a COVID-19 vaccine. And it's introduced into the body to produce immunity. When I was little, I was born in 1970, so I received a smallpox vaccination in my arm. What they did was they took like a bunch of little tiny, it looked like tacks in a circle. They dipped it into a killed or weakened smallpox, and then they stuck it in my arm. And if your grandparents or anybody that's older than probably, I don't know, 50, 52, something like that, they have a circular scar on their left arm at the top, and that's from actually having a smallpox, where you developed an antibody to fight it off. You didn't get full-blown smallpox, but you got just that one, and then now the rest of your life you can't get smallpox. And so, nowadays they're not vaccinating against that unless you're in the military or something. All right, so we're going to look at this lovely picture. We're going to cut that out and put it in our journal. Then we're going to flip on over to 517 and kind of review. The blank are specialized tubes in the kidneys in which waste is collected from the blood. First, the kidneys are part of your urinary system, and that is an excretory system. And so the nephrons are what they're talking about there. Some people put ureters because they're tubes, but they're not really specialized. The nephrons are what's filtering the blood. The female reproductive organ that produces egg cells are called ovaries. The body system that controls growth and metabolism, it also regulates reproduction through hormones. That's our endocrine system. A lot of people want to put reproductive there. No. A place where two or more bones are connected is called a joint, like your elbow or your knee. And then the thing that connects bone to bone is, you're either thinking ligament or tendon. It's a ligament. Tendons connect bone to muscle. The blank system acts as the control center for the body by gathering and responding to information. That's your nervous system. So, knowing that we've studied the cell organelles and now we've studied all the body systems, we could do some comparisons between them. So, for example, the nervous system is to the body as blank is to the cell. So think about what the nervous system does for the body, or where it's located and all those things. And what would you put in here? We would, of course, put the nucleus. We could do another one. We could say the integumentary system is to the body as blank is to the cell. And so it protects, and it's on the outside, and so that would be the cell membrane. There's a bunch of them. You could do those. So now we're going to flip over to this picture. You should recognize this is the respiratory system. You're going to label all of these, and then we're going to cut it out and put it in our journal. Okay, so we have air enters the nose and the mouth. It goes through the pharynx, down past the larynx, which is your vocal cords, into the trachea, which is this little part here. It branches off on two branches called bronchi into the lungs. Your diaphragm is the muscle below it. At the end of, the bronchi actually branch off again into bronchioles, and then at the end of those there's the alveoli. Here you should recognize these as part of the digestive system. This is the intestines. Label them. So we have the large intestine, the small intestine. This little finger-like thing is called the appendix. The bottom of the large intestine is the rectum, and the exit is the anus. They want to know which of these statements is correct. Is it that the majority of physical digestion takes place in the small intestine? The pancreas releases enzymes. Well, that's true, but does it release it into the large intestine to help with chemical digestion? No, it releases it into the stomach. And as food digests, does it move through part B, the small intestine first, and then through part A, the large intestine? Or D, the inside part of A, the large intestine, is covered with finger-like projections called villi? Should have selected C. Here are pictures of a B cell, T cell, and a macrophage. Are these different examples of bacteria? No. Are these cells the cause of different types of cancer? No. Are all three of these cells types of white blood cells? Yes. Are the B cell and T cells pathogens and the macrophage fights against them? No. So you should have also picked C here.